single-digit turnovers again tonight. How would be to be connected like
I think
this?
more impressively, none in the second half. You know, I think 6 is probably a little too many for 20 minutes. But you know, both teams play fast. Both teams were aggressive. So it wasn't a horrible number. But you know, no turnovers in the second half. 27 assists on 33 field goals. That's who we are.
Brock, 7 assists tonight. Really looked confident. Not that he hasn't prior to tonight, but really looked like he was commanding things on the floor.
You know, he's really smart, and that's kind of who he is. That's how he plays. But he has a really keen ability to be on the bench and watch the game and figure out what he needs to do when he comes in to affect the game in a positive way. And he will never be tentative. He can't spell tentative. And that's what I love about him. It's one of the reasons why we recruited him in the first place.
How important was that flurry that Peyton had?
That was huge. And, you know, and I probably should have, I told him this after the game, I probably should have got him going a little bit earlier. He even said, Coach, get me going. And we had that stretch where Ben was playing really well. And he kept getting fouled and was really aggressive. So I went back to him a couple times. And then, you know, once Peyton saw the 2 free throws go in, I think that was all he needed. Because then we started looking for him. And, you know, if he's open, it's going in.
What is it about Peyton that allows him to just get so hot so fast?
Well, he's supremely confident in his shooting ability. He's obviously very gifted in that area, but he moves really well without the ball. So he's open a lot. You know, those guys are hard to guard. And plus, you know, we're pretty locked into screening for him. Like you got a guy like Peyton Sanford, you got to get him open. And we do. And those guys, you know, I think it's an example of they're committed to winning. It's not about them. Let's get our guy going.
And he's getting rebounding too. I mean, you were talking about.
Well, he was always pretty good at that. But you know, now that we're playing he and Patrick at the forward positions, you know, he recognized like I got to get on the glass. But he's got a real sense of where to go to get offensive rebounds, and that gives you obviously more possessions and gets you into the double bonus.
You had many no-turn halves before?
Well, you know, Tom, we don't turn the ball over a lot. Our assist turnover numbers are always really good. You know, we talk about Connor all the time, but, you know, Bohanna wasn't a turnover guy. Wieskamp, I mean, any of those guys, the Murrays, Luka, I mean, any of those guys, they're just not mistake guys. They're not turnover guys. And we say all the time, we're going to push it on makes, we're going to push it on misses, we're going to play fast, but we don't play nuts. We don't turn it over. Drive into packs of people and jump up in the air. And we play off two and find each other. And that way, it gives you a chance to get your defense back. If you're live ball turnovers, they're going for layups, and that's a problem.
Patrick says that he's known Brock since Brock was 11 or 12. Could you see that in Brock that far back?
I mean, he was terrific, but I mean, you think about how small he was, you know, and you're saying, you know, if he grows, yeah, I mean, he had that kind of feel as a youngster. You know, he was quick, creative, confident. He could always score and make plays, and he's really worked on his game defensively, and because people put him in a lot of ball screens, people try to post him up. He's a hard guy to post up. He's a hard guy to get around because he's going to fight you.
It looked like in the second half you weren't happy with Owen. It pulled him from the game, but then he came back in and seemed to respond well.
Yeah, he just has to understand. You know, I put him in a key part of the game. The game's into balance. He's not in the game 10 seconds and he jacks up a 3. You know, I don't ever want him to not feel confident shooting threes, or that I don't ever want him to shoot threes. But not in that situation. He has to know you can't shoot that one. Get some touches, get a sweat going, block a shot, let Brock throw you a dunk, alley-oop, and then when you pop out, if they don't respect you, then you raise up and shoot it. He gets it. He gets it, and it was good to see him really affect the game when he went back in there. And I wanted to make sure, because we need him, we need Lodgy. I mean, those freshmen, I had all 4 of them in there, and they were great. And we didn't lose a thing.
Obviously a bigger test coming up on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. When you're going on the road, big crowd, ranked opponent, veteran club. But, again, it's a great opportunity.
I don't think you guys have allowed more than 70 the first two games. Just what, from a defensive side, do you think you guys are doing well?
Well, a couple things. We're really fighting the drive. We're way better defending ball screen action and getting our weak side guys over. But the other thing is we're able to play fresh bodies with our depth. So that keeps pressure on the ball and typically leads to maybe getting that first rebound. Now, the one stat that I didn't like was 16 offensive rebounds for them. But they're sending everybody, and they're flying to the glass, and they're shooting. They shot 22 threes, which is less than they normally do. So we got to get that number down.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.